Socrates Villarreal here with Hispanic Panic. We're catching up with Michael Peticolas at the Peticolas Brewery. We're weeks out from Untapped Fest, which I know everyone's buzzing about, and I just want to take this opportunity to introduce you to a great line of beers and find out a little bit more about what's going on here.
Hey, appreciate you coming out and taking the time to do this. I'm looking very forward to the festival. I put on a great festival last year, one in Fort Worth. Got some good stuff coming up for this year, so I'm excited about it.
Excellent. Anything you rolling out special that we should be looking on?
I can't remember exactly. Just went over that beer list, but I think I'll take my barley wine, the Duke, which I haven't even really released yet, but I do keep some here for myself and for the employees to drink, and I've dropped a couple of kegs of that in the market here and there. And I think I'm taking a keg of that there. I think I'm going to take a cask of Velvet Hammer, a cask of Ride On, which is a rye pale ale I released, 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, something like that, and my gold medal winning Royal Scandal. I've always got to take that beer, so I'll certainly take that as well.
So aside from being recognized in that fashion, what is the goal? Is it just to help people to define a great palate of beer, or is it world domination? Is it...
What is my goal?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. To be in business in 3 years is my immediate answer, my short-term answer, because we've got such an exploding scene going on here. I think we're at the precipice. There is a lot going on, a lot of breweries opening, everyone is learning about craft beer, and this is relatively new to Dallas. This has happened in other areas, and so we're in an area that is, or at a time that is unique. It is not always going to be like this. It is not always just going to be growing and growing and growing.
Right.
My goals are superior product. That's all I want to do. That is my goal, to make a superior beer.
Handful of times that I've had the opportunity to sample some of your beer around the Metroplex, it's always been tasty and
no, I appreciate it. That's the goal. When you hear people say that, I feel like, okay, maybe this is going to work, because it does seem to be coming across. I do hear a lot. Hey, your beers are very balanced and they are consistent.
Consistency is the big key.
It's got to be the same every time. One of the persons who taught me about brewing said, the best thing you can do is make a great beer consistently. The next best thing you can do is make a bad beer consistently. The worst thing you can do is make a beer that's sometimes good, sometimes bad. And his point was that even if you make a bad beer, if it's consistent, you'll find a market. Look at Budweiser, look at Coors. I don't consider those good beers, but it's the same every single time.
Right.
So there's a market out there for that, and that's the goal. It should be the same every single time, or as close to the same as you can do it every single time.
Yeah. You talk about the place that Dallas and the beer scene is at right now. I remember in 96, 98 when Humperdinck's was jumping up and Rock Bottom Brewery was here in Addison, and there were a couple of brewers like that were doing those kind of batches that the scene started to come up but then disappeared and fell flat for what seems like 10 years.
It's a different time now, but history repeats itself, and so this isn't the first business that I've been a part of, and it's just look throughout history. Businesses, industries do great, and then they slow down. They do great, and they slow down. So I'm not naive enough to think that, oh yes, it's going to continue to grow and get bigger and bigger and bigger, and everyone's going to do great. There's going to become a time where it comes back down, but we're going to ride the wave while we can. It's great. I'm loving it. This is wonderful. All of us local brewers are having such a great time. There's a big sense of camaraderie amongst us all. We all know each other. We're all doing very well. So we're absolutely going to enjoy it while we can.
It's that good enjoyment and that feeling of the camaraderie that we're looking forward to at Untapped Festival.
Oh, that's what that thing's about. I love, pulling up and loading my kegs, and there's my buddy Wim from Lakewood, and there's the Deep Ellum boys, and John from Community, and Kevin and Jamie from Community, John from Four Corners, I should say. It's a ball. Our industry is a little unique, but we are competitors. But really the goal for all of us is to take away from that Bud Miller Coors, because face the facts, this is Texas, this is still Bud Miller Coors country. This is 95, 96% of the market are still these tasteless American lagers that have been marketed down our throats for, nearly a century.
Yeah.
So we can all very much bond together. And like I said, when you're all doing very well, it's easy to do that. And we're bonding because we're all experiencing the same thing. We're all very new. We're growing at similar rates and at a similar time. It's a ball, and these festivals are the culmination of all that. And Untapped probably, the coolest thing about Untapped is some of these festivals, brewers will come and they'll just bring their normal beers like typically I would do. But when it's Untapped, you do try to think, okay, hey, what can I do that would be a little special? Because the folks who go to Untapped, they're the tatted up, pierced up, beer drinking, bearded, just people who really love craft beer. Mm-hmm. And they've had all of our regular stuff. They want to get something new, something different. And that's what's cool about Untapped. They always seem to be able to get people to, hey, bring us something special so that the people who come to our festival can experience something special. And they're doing a great job of that.
We look forward to it, and I appreciate you taking some time to sit down with us today.
Absolutely. I really enjoyed it. You have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your interviews with all of my friends around town, and tell them all I said hey.
Right on.
All right.